Hey, family. This is Al-Qamar coming to you with an information bulletin. I am not going to keep you long at all tonight. It is late. I just have some real quick information that I want to share with you. It's Friday, so as some of you know, I do what's called a dinner and a movie night at Everlasting Life each and every Friday, right? We air a different documentary. Hey, Victor. And tonight we aired Hidden Colors, #1, right? In recognition of Black history. You know, we figured we'd go deep down into our history. So after the documentary, we host a group session or a discussion, right? And we discuss what we just heard or watched on the documentary. And so in the room, when the discussion part of the evening got going, this sister was in the room and she shared some very disturbing information that I think is helpful that more of us know about. She mentioned that she is a special education teacher, high school teacher for Fairfax County Schools. Fairfax, for those of you guys who are not in the area, that's Virginia, the state of Virginia. She is a Black woman. She said she's in a predominantly European school. Most of the students are white. She teaches special education in that school. She shared with us that they funnel the vast majority of, which is only a few, of the Black and brown students to her and to her special education class. And I'm hoping Darren jumps on here because Darren was in the room so he can vouch for this information I'm about to share with you guys. So she shared that, and I know a lot of you already know this information, but it's a lot of us that don't know either. And that's why I'm jumping on here to kind of share this bulletin in hopes that you guys will share this information a little wider so more people can really understand what's really going on out here. So this special education teacher said that she gets nothing but Black and brown students in her classroom. Nothing is really wrong with these children. The teachers, which are all predominantly white, just really don't want to be bothered with them. So they ship them over to special education. She said a lot of the curriculum that she give the students is the same curriculum that the teachers said that they can't get, that they're not advanced enough to understand, they can't get, or whatever the reasons is. She says when they get to her class and she gives them the curriculum, they pass with flying colors. There's nothing wrong with these children. So the teachers really just don't want to be bothered with the Black students, so they send them to her. Now the biggest issue with this is that all this goes on their record. So she was sharing with us that nowadays they don't even give a lot of these students high school diplomas no more. They give them something called a certificate of completion. So meaning that so once they get out of school, it's even more difficult for them to find jobs and things of that nature because they don't even have a full-fledged diploma for all the time they spent in school because they're now in special education. And this stuff, like what, you know, okay, I know all the basics of what is taking place. But this woman is on the front line. She is actually in the classroom as a special ed teacher. And to hear these things blew my mind. So it was like 3 other educators in the room, and they all were vouching for what she was saying. They were like, yeah, it's going on in my school too, and da-da-da. So she mentioned that these parents are given money for their children being in special ed. And that in turn entices and that allows the parents to not give so much pushback because they're actually getting money for their children to be in special ed and family to take medications. So she said they're mostly boys she get. So these boys are now on medication when there's nothing wrong with them. Their parents are getting money to push them to like hush money, basically, is what I'm calling it. And so, you know what I'm saying? And so she said there's some parents, the parents are really, she said a lot of parents are really clueless about the whole, how the system works, how this thing is like, it's just a systematic process of funneling our young boys through these special education classes when there's nothing wrong with them, giving them medication when there's nothing wrong with them, and the parents are getting paid off for it. And it's having a devastating effect on our youth as far as them getting a proper education. So I wanted to share this information. I'm not going to keep you long at all. I just wanted to put that out there. I'm hoping that you guys will help me spread the word just to inform, if nothing else, to inform the parents to not get caught up in these traps. Parents, I'm begging you, if you have young children and these teachers and administrators are coming to you and telling you that you have to put your son in special education because he's not keeping up in the classroom or for whatever reason, I advise you to strongly do your due diligence before you just agree to what they say to you, because this type of stuff can have long-lasting, devastating effects on your children. So please, don't be so quick to just go with whatever somebody tell you that something's wrong with your child, because a lot of times, you know, if they're a black child and the teacher is not black, you know, and they're telling you that there's some. I remember when I was long time ago in my own son, I lived in Texas for a few years, and when he was in a predominantly white school, and they came to me for my son and told me the same thing. And that back then I was a really young parent. I ain't know no better. My son probably was maybe in the third, fourth grade or something to that effect. And they told me that he needed some special, whatever. But they wanted to test him to see if he was below grade level or whatever, because his teacher thought that he needed some special classes. And they tested my son, and he passed that test with flying colors. Thank God, because as a young, naive parent, I didn't know no better. I'm thinking they the experts. They're the educators. They know better than me, you know, in my naivety. And so thank God my son passed that test, because heaven forbid if he didn't pass that test, Lord knows what would have taken place after that, as far as his schooling is concerned. Parents out there, if you have children, and if people are passing you checks to put your child on medications, please be careful, because those medications can have lasting effects on their mind, on their psyche. We shouldn't take this stuff so lightly. And there is an agenda at play. The school to prison pipeline is real, and they need people to fill those beds in those private prisons that make money. As long as those beds are filled, that's how these private prisons make their money. So where are they getting all these people to fill these beds? Hence the school to prison pipeline. So this stuff is real, family, and we can't get caught up in these traps. So let's educate each other. So get the word out. Please don't be so quick to just allow your children to go into special education and take pop pills and stuff like that, and people giving you money to do these things. Be careful. It's a bigger agenda at play. And if you want more information on what I'm talking about, Dr. Umar Johnson, he talks a lot about this. He has a whole slew of videos on YouTube. Just punch him up. Umar Johnson, special education, school to prison project. Just punch him up and educate yourselves a little more further on this topic. I'm not going to keep you. That's all I have to say. Please help me spread the word, family. Let's keep our children safe. Let's keep our children out of these traps. That's all I'm asking. All right. Love you all. Take care of each other out there. Peace and love.